Something we're going to take care of today is this tree bin. There's all sorts of different trees in there. It's time to take them all out of this bin, rebuild them, and make them look pretty. And we're going to do the same with the other trees found in these bins as well. A few hours later, here we go. We've got all the trees sorted out, rebuilt, and grouped together by theme. So we've got all the autumn ones right here. Some are built with the 2x2 circular bricks. Then we've got some Technic ones, and also the birch trees inspired by the birch bookshop modular building. There's some built with the arches up front here, more with the 2x2 circular bricks and transitioning into the green colors. Then there's also a bunch of bushes. These were just scattered among the Lego City and also the campground, just like all of these trees. There's some that have the hinge, or like the connectors, so the branches can hinge downward. And as you can see, all of the leaf elements have been covered with more leaf elements, and they are in all sorts of different shades of green. They've got this awesome thing here from the A-frame cabin, also a bonsai tree with the pink frogs, some massive trees, like those are super tall, and they're built using the 2x2 bricks and the limb elements, and there's a giant piece of flex tubing running through the center as well to give them support. In fact, all of the trees have that flex tubing or an axle running through them, so they are relatively strong. And then we've got some more of the Technic ones. These are all inspired by the trees found in the A-frame cabin. All sorts of different colors of leaves all over them. They look really good grouped together. And then the ones that are sort of a pain, the palm trees, the leaves like to fall off those ones. But we built those using the 2x2 circular jumpers in dark tan, which I found on the palm, which I found in on the pab wall. And there's also flex tubing running through those, and 3 different shades, actually 4 different shades of palm leaves on top, because you got some of the dark tan palm leaves as well. And then behind these giant ones, there's some snow-capped trees, and these were in the ski slope. So you've got these ones which are built using some of the 1x1x2 and 2/3 snot bricks, and then I put 2x plate and also 4x plate on the exterior, mixed in some white there to represent snow. And then there's some of the snow covered ones with the fern elements and some other ones. This one's probably from a set there. And also the ones that have the olive colored leaf elements stuck through the sand green pieces. I recently put these in front of Town Hall. So it feels good to get these rebuilt. That's 6 48x48 base plates full of trees, and now I can put these in the city. So it'll somewhat look like a forest, and then whenever I'm building something and it needs trees, I can sort of pick from here rather than digging through a bin. This is all that remains from the bin, plus there's a bunch of unsorted vegetation that I sorted out recently from my big sort tables, but that's all that remains. Not bad. Used to have like 3 bins, as you saw, so that is much better. And also sorted out some of these here. So these are the little sapling trees built with the antennas and the little stem elements. And then there is also the bushes here, which are built using the smaller limb elements and the 1x1 leaf elements. And then there's also a bunch of stuff in here that got sorted out as well, such as the pre-molded trees and all that. But yeah, we got her done. Feels pretty good. Time to move on to the next project. Big shout out to Bamboo Lab for sponsoring this video. Recently I got into 3D printing, and I can't believe how easy the process was. Day 1, I had these machines unboxed, assembled, I was designing stuff and printing stuff. I don't think it's always been that easy. I just think Bamboo Lab has like perfected the system for 3D printing. Like, look at these things go. I cannot believe how fast they are. It is amazing. I plan on printing so much stuff for the studio that's going to help improve the organization and efficiency, and I've already printed a bunch of stuff as well. Like, these things are amazing. I've always been intrigued by 3D printing, but I never knew it was this easy. We've got 2 machines here in the studio. We've got the A1 and also the A1 Mini, and both of them came with the AMS combo. These things are insane. I'll show you how and what I've printed later on in this video. Decided to place all those trees on 48x48 mills plates so we could transfer them down here. They do like to fall over in some cases because some of them are only supported by 1 stud. So having them on the mills plate is important. We have all these trees, and then there's also trees like everywhere throughout the city already. Well, maybe not everywhere, but throughout the completed modules, like where we have the Snow White and the Seven Dwarves house and also the airstrip. So there's just so many trees, and I love trees just because they add nice height to the city. Even with those placed, it starts to fill in this area a little bit, and from afar, you know, it adds a little bit of life to the back section of the city, which has had no love at all. Now that all the trees are dealt with, it's time to move on to the deep blue sea. When I was at the Lego store the other day, I've managed to find more of the 1x4 dark trans blue tiles, so I can finally fill in these inlets here. Yes, yes, this just looked good, but not good enough for so long. So it's time to fill in that there, that one there, here, there, everywhere. Also by the crane. So that's gonna feel good. Let's get her done. It's not the most exhilarating thing to do with Lego, but the end result looks really good. Start with the layer of 1x4 blue tile, and now gotta bring on the cheese slopes. Well, there we go, everybody. The water is all done. Thousands of pieces later. The cheese slopes, the 1x4 tiles, just makes this area look cool. I like how you can just see the deep parts too, with the black underlying plate and then the blue underlying plate. There is dark blue too. You can actually see the difference. So that's black, blue, dark blue. So we got 3 different shades and then the reflection from the cheese slopes. How satisfying is this? I love it so much. The deep blue sea, it's done. I had to see it with no boats. I had to move all the boats off the water plates and just see it as is. I love it. Oh, that looks so cool. Thank you, Pick-a-Brick Wall. More about 3D printing. So you can see the A1 Mini, it's working on a really cool Spider-Man model right now. It's 97% done that print. This one came with the AMS combo. You actually don't need to get the AMS feed because you can hook up one spool to the back there. The AMS is nice though because you can load 4 different colors onto it. These things can print multicolored models. However, you don't need it. Once again, this one does come with the spool feed as well. Look what I'm printing there. Any guesses what that is? It's a battle droid. Here's a look at some of the other stuff that I've printed with both the A1 and A1 Mini. We've got a bunch of containers. Check out my 1x2 plate drawer. It is so well organized. I can fit 36 of those 2x2 containers within it, and now everything is sorted by color. Check it out before, and now look at it after. That is very, very satisfying. I also printed what we call a poop bucket, and that fits perfectly on the side of the A1, which is still working hard on that battle droid there. However, the A1 Mini printed the blaster. I also printed the next size of container. I can fit 9 of those per drawer. I plan on using a combo, and the parts are going to be really easy to put into containers and bags because I also printed this parts funnel. It's very easy to create, modify, duplicate, and most importantly, print all of the different container designs using the software. And the neat thing about 3D printing is it's open source. So there's so many designs online that you can just print immediately, and my backlog is already getting up there. The Bamboo Lab A1 Mini printer with the combo, that's with the AMS feed, retails for $349, and the A1 combo retails for $489. So they cost somewhere between a Mos Eisley and a Razor Crest. And if you choose not to get the combo, they actually go down from there, $199 and $339. I always thought 3D printers were thousands of dollars. The filament is rather affordable as well. I've used about 1 kilogram of filament so far, which retails for $13.99 US when it's bought in bulk. To think that I thought my parts were organized before, 3D printing is going to bring that to a whole new level. My question to you is, are you interested to learn more about 3D printing? Because I plan on using it to redevelop a bunch of my parts drawers, also just for like better camera storage, cable management. I am just going to make this place awesome. I am so excited about that. Well, even more awesome than it already is. Wow. So if you're interested in 3D printing, if you're interested in taking on this incredible hobby, make sure you check out my affiliate link, which is in the pinned comment and description below. Using that link helps the channel. And thank you once again, Bamboo Lab, for sponsoring this video. I highly appreciate it. What a partnership this is. I am so excited about 3D printing and making my parts drawers look like this.
It is next level. All right, let's get back to the Lego.
With all those trees cleaned up, this shelf is becoming a little bit more manageable. Not too much stuff. I've got the traffic lights ready to go, this cabin that needs to be rebuilt, some miscellaneous vehicles, walls, winter village stuff, train track, all that. But yeah, it looks a lot better with all those trees on the table. I'm sure as most of you already know, I recently moved the 3D printers down here. Look at that, I've got the A1 printing 16 more of those 2x2 containers, and the A1 Mini printing another battle droid. There's the deep sea with the boats placed. Now I just need to cut a platform, put it on some short legs, put it underneath there, and build the underwater area. That's the perfect spot for the underwater area. I still want to create some action poses with these boats, and in order to do that, I just like put this up and I'd like build around it, but I don't know where I want to put them exactly, so that's why I decided not to do that. It wouldn't be hard just to take the tiles off around a specific boat and sort of like tilt it up with a clear brick or something and put some water splashing on the sides and behind it. So I'll have to add that detail at some point. And in regards to the train yard, well, I'm still pending on getting the flexible rubberized pieces that I'm going to use to fence both the train yard and the harbor off. Very similar to this design here. So I should probably get on Lego bricks and pieces and order a bunch of those. I was like experimenting upstairs with tiles or bricks or anything like that. It's like, yeah, it's just too thick. It's not going to look good. I want to use that rubber cabling, and I've just got to order that to move forward with this project. I feel the first thing I need to do is just like fence it all off and get the fence installed around the green area and around the gray area, and also on the piers coming out into the water. That's just going to help tidy it up and help structure it a little bit more. That's the thing with all these ideas, is they all require specific parts and hundreds of dollars worth of little rubber pieces. It's like, yeah, I could build it using the parts from my inventory, tiles on brackets or snot bricks or masonry or whatever it may be, but I don't think it's gonna look as good as the idea of having the rubberized fence. So I need to order hundreds of dollars worth of rubber pieces to implement that idea. But I think it'll be worth it in the end. And it also increases the timeline, because of course I could just like, you know, add studs and add bricks and brick this whole area off and fence it off using bricks or tiles or whatever it may be, and I could do that right now, but I don't want to do it that way. I want to do it the right way. Well, that's how you consume an entire day, folks, but I'm not going to stop there. I've got some reddish brown pieces, and I think I'm going to continue working on this gravel road. I know it's not going to be reddish brown when it's all done. It's going to look like the one over there, but I want to get the base construction built. So I've got some miscellaneous 2x2 plates, some reddish brown, and I'm going to continue this. I got to round out this corner a little bit more too, though. I actually set up my table up here. Why would I work down there? Everything's modular. I can just bring it all up here very easily. Then I have access to all my parts. You can see how many part varieties these gravel roads take to create, like just for the texturing alone. You've got all these parts right here. And then there's the underlying plate, the reddish brown plate, the wedge plates for the grass, and just getting this design on here, it takes so long. You gotta think each one of these pieces has to be laid individually, and that is a lot of studs. So it just takes a lot of time to make it as detailed as I want to make it. And I rounded this corner out. So first what I did is I went through and I changed up the underlying plate. Well, actually first I expanded it, so I ripped out some of the green plate and made it more than 12 studs wide, because normally it's 12 studs wide, but around the corner I want it to be a little bit wider. And of course this gravel road can get wider in certain areas, just like this one does here. And then it can be 12 studs, 14 studs, 16 studs, whatever it may be. And after that I started adding some of the wedge plates to make it a little more rounded. And of course the entire gravel road is going to have that sort of wedge plated shape. Thankfully, I ordered lots of those recently. I think that's what the corner's going to look like there. Looks pretty sweet. I love that. The wedge plates and the gravel road detail just goes so far. I also did the plate next to it, and I can continue working on these. I can just bring them up one at a time and continue developing them with the reddish brown plates, wedge plates, and also all the detail. And that is going to take a tremendous amount of pieces and a lot of labor, but I look forward to it. I also look forward to the creek plates and also the next section of mountain. And that's actually what we're going to be working on tomorrow. We're going to be looking to complete the next 3 sections of mountain, which will span right there. The interesting thing about those ones is they're actually going to have the creek that's going to flow down from the top, connecting to the creek right there. And it's also going to have the tunnel entrance for vehicles, which will connect to the far tunnel over there. The trees are looking fresh. So is the water. We made a tiny bit of progress on the gravel road. The shelf's getting there, and Roger, our battle droid's almost ready to go. I'd say that was a pretty successful day. You want to hear something interesting about today? August 31st, 2024. We've officially been in this studio for 6 months. Let's have a quick recap of what we were able to achieve. We installed 22 8-foot LED lights, a giant 30-foot infrared heater, a new furnace and hot water tank, all new ductwork, 15 6-foot LED lights in the shelving rooms. We painted the walls white, framed the staircase, painted it, added carpet, and laid carpet tile all throughout the studio. Installed a new washroom with an industrial sink. Built this room with 12-foot walls, painted all of these walls, and also painted a cloud mural for the Lego City backdrop. Fixed up the electrical panel and removed what felt to be endless amounts of conduit. Put a subfloor in here and also moved this copper pipe, which used to come straight down. Made a little kitchen area, topped this, and put our space sets up top. Built what seemed to be endless amounts of IKEA shelves, screwed them all together, and filled them full of Lego sets. We've got the Billy cabinets there, also the island in the center here, topped with melamine that I specifically cut for that. It's got all the UCS sets, looks pretty fresh. I also built these massive PAX wardrobe units, which are half empty. We've got 4 of them in this room, and 2 more in this room. Built all of these cabinets, maybe not all of them, half of them I guess. Loaded them full of Lego sets as well. Oh yeah, this room here actually used to be 2 rooms. Who remembers that? There used to be a wall right there. We ripped out that wall and then of course repainted this room as well. I built these massive, and I mean massive, Lego City tables using melamine and also a bunch of wood to construct a fully custom frame. That was a huge project. We built this entire section of water, which starts right here in front of the boardwalk, where we got the bridges stretching all the way along to where we have the beach and the mini modular buildings. All of this water was fully tiled off. We also have the cove, and now we can proudly say that the harbor is fully tiled off as well. The base construction for the train yard has been constructed as well. Included in that is all this ballast track and the old train engine shed. We ripped apart all the old modules. That includes all the old mountains and most of the countryside. We also built this massive plate right here for the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs cottage. The existing zoo was ripped apart, and the new zoo has got its base construction, which is all mills plated, along with the rock work behind that and the start of the mountains. 1 platform has been inserted so far, and I'm pretty sure that's where Ninjago City is going to go. We built a turnaround in front of the zoo there, worked on the train track. You can see it's all tiled off in dark bluish gray. Got this train bridge here as well. Shifted a whole bunch of modular buildings around and also built a canal. Raised up some of the modular buildings along that canal. Built the farmer's market in this little park area here. More embedded train track. Shifted around the Central Park, added these fountains there, raised up those modular buildings, fixed all the platform coverings in the background of the Lego City, built the staircase in front of Town Hall, embedded these train tracks over here in the residential area, embedded the train station, moved some things around here, came up with a pretty good layout for the residential area, and laid the base plates in the amusement park. Built 8 more IKEA cabinets, topped it with melamine and base plates, and that is going to be a great surface for the medieval area. Hung all the artwork along with the Bricksie sign. We added a couch, built and filled these black shelves, also built these cabinets here, painted them white, Added some Billy bookcases behind my computer desk. Loaded them full of cars. Added these cabinets below the parts. Added a bunch more drawer units. Better sorted some of the parts. Added some wicked cool Lego sets on top of the parts. I think that looks pretty awesome. And we've been working a bit on sorting, and I feel like I've changed up my build table quite a few times. However, one thing we didn't do was fix the creaky floor. It likes to pop. Also, within the last 6 months, we were able to move all of this Lego, all of the parts, and all of the fixtures. All of this stuff was in my basement. I still find that so hard to believe. How did this fit in my basement? I simply have no idea. 6 months is approximately 180 days. Here on my channel, I upload every single day, and I've managed to maintain that upload schedule over the last 6 months, so I've been able to produce over 180 videos, which is pretty intense, and also just keep on top of other things. Social media, communications, live streams, auctions, things like that. I'd say that over the last 6 months, we've been able to achieve a ton, and I'm really happy with the results. I'm sure I was able to do a bunch of other things that I just can't remember that we did them, or I'm just like overseeing them as well. But I do feel confident with what I was able to achieve within 6 months. I think it's pretty outstanding. I think it's pretty amazing. And you know what? I wouldn't be able to do it without you. So, of course, I appreciate all the support and everything as well. It's been a fantastic journey, and I'm excited to continue. These things, Lego City specifically, it takes time. It takes a lot of time, a lot of dedication, a lot of parts, and a lot of planning. But, you know, we get there. We get there. Slowly but surely, we're going to have a finalized product that's going to look as good as it did in the existing Lego studio, which was in my basement. It's just a matter of getting there. It's funny, when I look back in the day when we got the old place and we had the tables all set up, it took me a long time to fully develop that city, and I think this one is going to take me a long time to fully develop as well. It's definitely not a race. It's just all a process that's meant to be enjoyed and meant to be done slowly over time, just like everything with Lego. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been 6 months. I think that's so cool. Thank you so much for coming on by. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the last 6 months of content that we've been able to produce in this studio. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Farewell.